All right, so today is August the 24th, 2020. It is Monday. We are in RT 210F. We are doing just more of a review today. We completed our lab on Friday. And so today is going to be a good little review, working on some P&R, some oral questions that kind of hit back from the past. I will be asking students out loud answers to these questions on P&R, and also some oral questions that you will speak out loud as well. All right, so we are recording. We're working on 1 and 2 at this time. All right, 1 and 2 P&R. All right. Number 1 says, which of the following medical gases support combustion? Which one of the medical gases support combustion? All right, and number 2 says, what is the most common and least expensive method for commercial production of oxygen? What's the most common and least expensive method for commercial production of oxygen? Work on those 2 questions. All right, number 1, Ms. Shepherd, which of the following medical gases support combustion?
Is it A?
Answer is A, 1, 2, and 3. All right. So we have oxygen, right? Nitrous oxide and compressed air. And you will wonder, well, compressed air, that's room air, but room air is 21% oxygen, right? So room air or compressed air does have oxygen in it. All right, and anything with oxygen mixed to it or anything that has oxygen in it supports combustion, okay? Number 2, what is the most common and least expensive method for commercial production of oxygen? What do you think on that one, Rayana?
B.
B, fractional distillation of air. Fractional distillation of air, that's the answer to that one. All right, let's work on 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5. I'll make it a little smaller so it'll fit. There we go. 3, 4, and 5. Three says, which of the following statements of oxygen is true? 4 is, what key property of helium makes it useful as a therapeutic gas? And then compressed gas cylinders are manufactured from which of the following? How do we make compressed gas cylinders? Number 5, I'll take 2 answers on 5. 2 answers on 5. All right, number 3, Ms. Shepherd. Which of the following statements regarding oxygen is false?
I think A.
A,
You said it's not A.
not A. Which one is false?
D.
Not D. It's flat.
Oh, C. I'm
C.
sorry.
Flammable. Oxygen is not.
That was on the homework. I knew that one. I'm sorry.
Oxygen is not flammable. It just supports combustion. Okay. It is not flammable, but it does support combustion. Okay. Number 4, Rihanna. Number 4. What key property of helium makes it useful as a therapeutic gas?
Is it C?
Oh, not C. It would be D. It's low density. It's less dense than oxygen, so it rises. And we talked about in the lecture that using a heliox mix will allow for, will help lift the oxygen over an obstruction because it's less dense, right? So if we have an obstruction in our upper airway, right? I want to show you how helium does what it does and why we use it as respiratory therapists. All right, so we have our tracheobronchial tree, right side, and then our left side. Okay, so if we have an issue, stop the share for a minute, make sure you can see me good. If a patient has, let's say they have a tumor, right? They have a tumor in their left main stem bronchus. Right? So say there's a tumor here. If they have a tumor there, then it's going to take, when oxygen or air is trying to come in, it could be hitting that tumor or an obstruction. Somebody's trying to get in. Hold on. Okay. Somebody could be trying to, air is trying to get in past this obstruction. So if we add helium to it, then what helium would do is lift the oxygen and go up over the obstruction. So if I have heliox, and now it's mixed, and it will go up over that obstruction. Okay? So whenever we use heliox, we use it because it has a lower density than oxygen. And that means it can lift up over an obstruction. Okay? Obstructions that may be in our large airways, not for the smaller airways, but for the larger airways. Okay? So if you have a tumor or something's pressing up against your left or right main stem bronchus or your trachea from a tumor outside of that, and it's harder for the oxygen to get through, well, then we can use heliox, which will kind of go up over that obstruction because it's less dense, just like in a balloon. When we have a balloon and we put helium in it, it rises, right? But air or oxygen will just kind of float or sink because it's heavier, all right? That is why we use helium. So, Barbara, what we're doing is answering these questions. All right, number 5, Ms. Shepherd. Compressed gas cylinders are manufactured from which of the following?
B and C. B and C.
Yeah, B and C. Really, it's made out of steel, but these days they're using some of them out of aluminum, which makes them a lot lighter, right? You learned that in lab on Friday. Good. All right. Anybody, let's just answer that one together since it's kind of by itself. The DOT regulations require compressed gas cylinders to be hydrostatically tested for leaks and expansion every how often?
5 to 10.
10 years, good. Every 5 to 10 years, cylinders must be hydrostatically tested. Okay, good. All right. Let's look at 7, 8, and 9. See if you can answer 9 without the choices. 7, 8, and 9. Let's look at those. Again, this is the PNR. So the PNRs are a little bit deeper than an actual quiz or test would be. They make you really kind of search for the answer. So like I said, you try not to use your notes, but if you need to use some notes to check the answers, you may do so instead of just guessing. Okay, so we're working on 7, 8, and 9. Now we'll pause the recording while you guys work on that and come back when we have the answers. All right, number 7, during inspection of the shoulder of a gas cylinder, compressed gas cylinder, you note that a plus sign next to the test date. All right, this indicates what about the cylinder? That answer is that it can be filled to 10% above its service pressure. Okay, that one you won't have to worry about that one. That was kind of deep. All right, number 8. According to the U.S. Department of Commerce, a gas cylinder that is color-coded blue should be which of the following? Blue. So Tawanda, I mean not Tawanda, but Miss Tabor, can you tell me what gas should be in a blue cylinder? Miss Tabor, you with us? All right. Miss Woods. Miss Woods, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. And if you guys step away, just come out loud and say, "Hey, I'm stepping away for a second." That way, we won't be calling on you if you're not there. Oh, okay. All right. So, Miss Woods, what color is a blue cylinder? I mean, not what color, but what gas? What gas is in a blue cylinder? Number 8.
Number 2. I mean, B. No, not C. NCO2.
Okay, it's NO2. NO2 is nitrous oxide. That's a blue cylinder. All right, number 9. Number 9, Gabrielle. According to the National Institute of Standards and Technology of the U.S. Department of Commerce, a gas cylinder that is color-coded brown and green should include what? What 2 gases? Helium and O2. Helium and oxygen. So it's a heliox mixture. A heliox mixture. So it should be oxygen and helium, D. All right. All right, let's look at 10, 11, and 12. 10 says, what is the usual method of monitoring the remaining contents in a gas-filled cylinder? And then number 11 says to accurately determine the remaining contents of a liquid-filled carbon dioxide cylinder, what should you do? And then number 12, and I think that's wrong. I'm going to change that. That should be liquid O2, not liquid CO2, a liquid oxygen cylinder. And then number 11 says, what cylinder factor is used to compute the duration of flow for a 244 cubic foot H or K cylinder or air cylinder? So H or K, oxygen or air cylinder. Both of them are the H cylinder or the K cylinder. So just, you've learned for sure the H. So you should know what is the factor that we use for that one. So y'all work on 10, 11, and 12. Number 10.
Is it A?
Not A.
C?
C. Read the pressure.
Okay.
We have a gaseous cylinder, then we have to read the pressure, right? Whatever pressure is left on the Bourdon gauge. That's how we determine how much is left in a gas cylinder, is by looking at the gauge. It'll tell us if it's 2200, 1000, whatever it is. Remember, 2200 means it's full. Okay, that's how we see how much is left in a gaseous cylinder. All right, number 11. Ms. Shepard, to accurately determine the remaining contents of a liquid-filled oxygen cylinder, what do you do?
C.
Just, y'all say the answers, because the A, C, B's, and all that sound the same.
Weigh the contents of the cylinder.
Good. Weigh the contents of the cylinder. When you have liquid O2, you have to weigh it. So you take the weight times 344 divided by the liter flow, and that'll tell you how long it will last. But for liquid, to see how much is left in that liquid tank, you have to weigh it. If you want to know how much is left in the gaseous tank, you have to read the pressure. Okay? All right. They're not asking how long it lasts. They're just saying how much is left. Right? That's all they're asking. And number 12. Who else in there? Miss Tabor. I know your voice is not working, or your audio is not working, so you can put it in the chat. Number 12, the cylinder factor used to compute duration of flow for an H cylinder. So if I want to know how long an H cylinder lasts, what is the cylinder factor for an H cylinder, Ms. Tabor? All right, an H cylinder is not 0.28. Ms. Woods, can you tell us what it is? Or anybody? Anybody tell me what is the cylinder factor for an H cylinder?
3.14.
3.14. Remember Hattie Patty Pies. Hattie Patty Pies. 3.14 is pi, right? All right. Yep. All right, let's look at 13, 14, and 15. 13, 14, and 15. All right. Number 13, what cylinder factor is used to compute the duration of flow for a 22 cubic foot O2 or air E cylinder? E cylinder. What is the cylinder factor for an E cylinder? Miss Tabor. Put it in the chat for me, Miss Tabor. .28. Good job. 0.28 is the cylinder factor for an E cylinder. Rayana, number 14. The gauge on an H cylinder of an O2 cylinder reached 2,000 psi. About how long will the contents of the cylinder last until completely empty at a flow of 6 liters per minute? Number 14. Tell me the hour. Read the answer. Don't give me a letter.
17 hours and 30 minutes.
17 hours and 30 minutes. No, that's not right.
Well, that's what I got.
Okay. Y'all got 17 hours. Okay. Think about it now. This is a H cylinder, right? Oh, okay, it's an H cylinder. I might have put an E cylinder for my factor. Hold on, let me do it again. I think I put an E cylinder. 3.14 times 2,000. Yeah, I believe you're all right. Okay, divided by 6. Then divided by 60. Good. 17 hours. I was like, 17 hours? Damn. I had 1.1 hour, 30 minutes. That's because I did the E cylinder, not the H. Good. I'm going to say 17 hours. Good. You're right. 17 hours and 30 minutes. You have to do 3.14 times 2,000, right? And then divide that by 6 liters. You're going to get a large amount of minutes. Then you divide that by 60. That'll give you the hours. You come out to about 17.4 hours. So that's the closest one. Okay? All right, good. Good job. Number 15. Now, the gauge on an E cylinder of an O2 tank reached 800 psi. About how long will the contents last if they're running on 3 liters per minute? Gabby. 1 hour and 15 minutes. It came out to be like 1.2 something or 1 point like that. Yeah, so 1 hour and about an hour and 15 minutes. A. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Good. Good job. All right. 16, 17, and 18. 16, 17, and 18. Work on those as I pause recording. Number 16, you are planning a patient transport that's going to take about 1.5 hours. The patient requires manual ventilation at 10 liters per minute of oxygen. What is the minimum number of full E cylinders that you need to take with you? Ms. Shepard, number 16, give me your answer. Not a letter, give me a number.
2.
2, excellent. The way to figure that one out, if you wasn't sure, is you just take 1. If it's a full E cylinder, that's 2,200 times 0.28 divided by 10, because they're on 10 liters. That gave you about 1.02 hours, right? So if it's a 1.5 hour trip, you're going to need at least 2 tanks. Probably want to take more than that just in case the ambulance break down. That can happen. You get caught in traffic, anything like that. But at least 2. Okay, that's how you figure that out. Number 17. Who else is with us? Number 17. Gabby. 1 cubic foot of liquid O2 is approximately how many cubic feet of gaseous O2? No, not 244. Anybody else tell us? 1 cubic foot of liquid is how many cubic feet of gaseous O2?
B.
Not B.
860.
860. Okay. All right. 1 cubic foot of liquid will give me 860 cubic feet of gaseous. That's why liquid is so much more economical, right? It makes more sense to store it as liquid. All right. Number 18. What is the index safety system for threaded high pressure connections between large cylinders and the attachments? Miss Tabor, Miss Woods. Number 18. What's the name of that safety system? For the large tanks, Miss Woods. Oh, Miss Woods ain't even on here. Well, Rayana, you answered in the chat. That's good. The ASSS, the big ass tanks, right? The big ones. All right, that's the American Standard Safety System. All right. All right, 19, 20, 21, and 22. You might be able to do 22. You should be able, if you look at the question, you should be able to answer that. 19, 20, 21, and 22. Answer those questions, and we will pause as you look at them. Look them up. And this will be the last ones we do before break. So let's look at 19, 20, 21, and 22, and then we will answer those and then go to break. All right, guys. Number 19. Which of the following statements is false about the PISS, which is the Pin Index Safety System? Which one of these is false? Number 19 says the choices. They are they apply to low pressures less than 200 psi. They are specified by the CGA. They apply to only cylinders using a yoke connection, A&E. And they have 6 pin positions and 10 possible pinhole combinations. Which one is false about the PISS? Ms. Tabor, which one of these is false? Ms. Tabor, you with us? Yeah, no, I'm just making sure she's still there. Yes, yeah, so she's not in there. Dipped out and didn't tell me. All right, Rayana. Rayana, tell us number 19.
I don't know this one, but D.
Okay.
They have 6 pin positions.
That's a true statement. Gabby, what you think? Good. They apply to low pressures less than 200 psi. That's correct. That is for not the PISS. That is not the PS. So 19A. 19 should be A. Number 20. What is the PISS index hold position for oxygen? What is the pin for oxygen, Ms. Shepherd?
2 to 5.
2 to 5, because remember, Mr. Boyd gave you a good way to remember that. Is if you're looking at the alphabet, air, A is first, so 1 and 5 for that one. Oxygen is 2 and 5. Good. 21, Gabby, what safety system is used to prevent accidental interchanging among low pressure, less than 200 connectors, such as those found on the flow meters and ventilators? The DISS. Excellent. The diameter index safety system. All right, so let's take a break. Let's take a break. We're going to take a break now. It is 1:50. We're going to take a break till 2 o'clock. Come back at 2 o'clock. We will go on to number 20. Did I say? Yeah, I should have did 22, but we'll do 22 when we come back. Take a break till 2 o'clock. All right, guys. This is what I want you to do now. I want you to continue to have your stuff out. I want you to have your notes and everything out from what we did. I'm working on a Kahoot. And Kahoot is an online game for those to play. And so I'm going to let you work on that. Don't go away for break. but I'm going to be working on this Kahoot. I got about 4 or 5 more questions I'm gonna put in there. And while you guys are doing studying, I want you to study your study guide or whatever, your notes, everything that you can do. And then we're gonna put the Kahoot game up and share that. All right, you're gonna have to, I'm gonna send out the login information and I'll let you log into the game of Kahoot, right? And then the questions will be there. You'll have like 20 seconds to answer the question. So you won't have time to look at answers or look them up. So take this time to study. I don't know how long. So just when I'm done, I'll say, okay, I'm ready. So go ahead and look at your notes, study your notes, and I'm going to be working on this Kahoot for you. And as soon as I'm complete that, I'm going to load it up for you, and we're going to play that game, okay? So take this time now. I'm going to pause the recording, but don't leave. And then we're going to play the Kahoot game, okay? All right. I'm now going to share my screen. We're about to work on this Kahoot. I'm going to share my screen. You're going to see the login and everybody log into that login, and then you'll be able to answer the questions. And you got 20 seconds to answer each question, and it's going to let us know who won. Okay, and it's going to give a fake name so nobody know which one it is. You'll know who you are, but everybody else won't. Okay, so now I'm going to record this. First time doing this virtually, so hopefully it works out fine. I'm gonna give you some time to hook your little computer up so we can have as many people as possible. So we have Rihanna, Miss Shepherd, Miss Taylor, and Miss Jones. Okay. So this way, I think, yeah, Miss Tabor and Miss Woods are gone. All right. All right, so let me share my screen so you can see where you're supposed to go to. All right, so everybody go to that, go to this website and put this game pin number in, and it will start popping y'all up, okay? Now, for whatever reason, if you have to leave Zoom to do it, then leave Zoom to do it, and after the game, just log back in, okay, if you don't have 2 devices. Or if you have 2 devices, like if you're looking at Zoom on your phone and you got a laptop, log in with your laptop. So either one. But don't worry about leaving Zoom. If you have to leave Zoom to get to this, then that's fine. And as you log in, I'll see you pop up. Everybody will see you pop up on the screen as logged in. All right, Shauna's in. Teddy Betty is in, whoever that is. That's you. You made up your own name? Or gave your name? Oh, okay. More people come on in. All right, Simply Me is in. One more player. Simply Me, Petty Betty, and Shauna are in. So whoever's still left, you can come on in. Don't worry about if it's your real name or not. It's just us 4. Huh? It's www.kahoot.it, right? Yeah, .it. And the PIN number for the game is 677040. So somebody left. What happened? WAP is in. Simply Me is in. Petty Betty is in. Still need one more player to come in. We're still waiting on 677-040. Who is WAP? All right, Rose, Petty Betty, WAP, and Simply Me. All right, here we go. What does WAP mean?
You want to know?
Yeah, what does it mean?
W-A-P.
Yeah. Well, what is it? What is it? What's wrong?
You know, Cardi B.
Whip it or something? Oh. All right, here we go. I'm about to push the start button and we're going to go. So be prepared. Comprehensive quiz, RT210B. Here we go. What device is used to reduce the pressure and control the flow of a compressed gas cylinder? Look at shapes right there. Just pick one of the answers. All right. So only one person answered, and the answer was regulator. But only one person answered it. Guys, you got to put an answer in. Yeah, you can look at my screen on Zoom. All right, here we go. I'm going to do the next question. So even if you don't know, put an answer in. Just put something in, guys. So I know that everybody's able to.
I couldn't see the answers. I could not see the answers on my side.
Okay, so are you looking at if you're looking at the Zoom, you can see him on my screen. I'm sharing my screen, so you should be able to see it.
Okay.
On the Zoom. Just look on the Zoom and you should be able to see the answers on the Zoom. All right, let's try the next question. Here we go. So scoreboard, Petty Betty on top. All right. You have to deliver an O2 to a patient directly from the bedside outlet station. Which device do you use? So if I'm trying to hook oxygen up to a patient directly from the wall, what am I using? All right. Answer is Thorpe tube. That Thorpe tube flow meter. That's the one that plugs up into the wall and you control the flow. That's what you would use. Answer was Thorpe tube. Most of you guys used the circle, which was medical gas regulator. Now, that one is on the bedside wall. Now, if it was on the tank, we would use it from the cylinder. But on the wall, it's the Thorpe tube. All right, here we go. All right, staying the same because nobody got it right. Here we go. According to Avogadro's law, under standard pressure temperature, 1 mole of gas occupies how much space? 1 mole of gas occupies how much space? According to Avogadro, the mole. 5 seconds, put something in. One more answer. All right, 22.4 liters. We had 2 people got it right, 2 people answered it wrong. That's all right. It's 22.40. Good job. Let's see what we got. Uh-oh, Rose coming up. Rose coming up. Petty Betty still on top. Let's go to the next question. All right, normal heart rate is what? Getting 3 answers, but somebody doing it though. Getting 4 results, but only see 3 answers unless you're answering at the wrong time. 60 to 100, guys. Normal heart rate is 60 to 100. All right, some people put 120 to 80. That's the blood pressure. 120, 80, that's the blood pressure. And the square was none of these. All right, so the answer was 60 to 100. Petty Betty's still on top, but Rose is catching up. And WAP is coming in third. All right. Here we go. The adult trachea is approximately how long? How long is the adult trachea? All right. Everybody got them except for one person. 10 to 12 centimeters. Good job. Good job. Uh-oh. Simply Me came up in third or fourth. She's coming up. Still have Petty Betty on top. Here we go. What is the space that separates the true vocal cords? That hole in between your vocal cords is called the what? The actual hole in between the vocal cords is called the what? Don't be twerking wherever y'all at. No, you want to so bad in your blood. You want to, don't you? You want to. All right, it's the glottis, but only have, well, everybody answered. Well, 3 people answered. The glottis. The glottis is the hole that leads into the lower airway in between the, the glottis. That's the hole that leads in between the vocal cords. The hole is called the glottis. Epiglottis is that little piece of meat that closes over your airway when you swallow. Yeah, epiglottis and glottis, 2 different structures. So the hole that separates, or the space that separates the true vocal cords, is the glottis. All right. Simply, what's that? Simply Me coming on up. Petty Betty still on top. Rose in a good second. Here we go. Number 7. What is the major source of respiratory tract secretions in the normal lung? Normal respiratory secretions. What makes the most secretions? What structure is that makes the most secretions? Makes all that mucus. Answer. Goblet cells. Remember, gobs and gobs of mucus. Gobs and gobs of mucus. Looks like Petty Betty's the only one that answered that one that time. That right. All right, here we go. Multi-select me, you can click more than one answer if you're not sure. You can, that's all that's saying. TLC minus the RV equals what? Total lung capacity minus the RV will leave you with what? Make an answer. TLC minus RV equals what? Good. Vital capacity. Vital capacity. If you take the whole total lung capacity and take away that RV, what's left? Everything that you can do, which is your vital capacity. That's all right. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
WAP coming in second. All right. FRC minus RV in parentheses plus VT plus IRV. What would that be? FRC, take away the RV. Then you add VT and IRV. What would that give you? Got 3 answers. Vital capacity. Vital capacity. If I take FRC minus the RV. That leaves me with ERV plus VT plus IRV. That's your vital capacity. Everything that you can do, right? Everything that you. So we have FRC, right, which is RV plus ERV. So if I take away the RV from the FRC, I'm left with the ERV, right? So ERV plus the tidal volume plus the IRV is everything that you can do, which is your vital capacity. VC. Good job. Rose coming on up. Rose coming on up. Number 10 of 16. TLC minus the IRV minus the, should have been IC. This is probably a bust. I put the answer in, the question in wrong that time, y'all. I don't even know what I meant to put. I think I meant to put, I don't know. Answer was tidal volume, so whatever that was, TLC minus IRV minus the probably FRC. A lot of folks out there in the hallway. All right, so let's just bust that one. I mean, I messed that one up. Oh, but Simply Me got it. Good guess. All right, here we go. Next question. How is the vast majority of oxygen carried in the blood? Oxygen is carried in the blood the most way as how? How? Huh? Yes. How is the vast majority of oxygen? Good. 4 people said hemoglobin. Excellent. Hemoglobin. Oxygen is carried 2 ways, either combined to the hemoglobin or dissolved in the plasma. And the most way, or the majority of it, is combined to the hemoglobin. Excellent. Uh-oh. Somebody gonna knock Teddy Betty down or not? Getting closer. Simply Me getting closer. Rose, what happened to Rose?
Ain't nothing happened.
Oh, you Rose? Oh, okay. Here we go. Look at it. Here it is. Carbon dioxide diffuses across the alveolar capillary membrane about how many times faster than oxygen? CO2 diffuses how many times faster than oxygen? How many times faster? Remember we talked about carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. They both diffuse faster than oxygen. Good. 20 times faster. 20 times faster. Carbon dioxide diffuses across the alveolar membrane 20 times faster than oxygen. Carbon monoxide diffuses across 200 times faster. Okay? That's all right. That was for carbon monoxide, but carbon dioxide is only 20 times. Remember we said carbon dioxide, we said hemoglobin is with oxygen because carbon dioxide is locked up, right? But carbon monoxide, who left town a long time ago, when he comes, everybody got to go. All right, when carbon monoxide comes, it drops oxygen and CO2 and picks up carbon monoxide. That's carbon monoxide poisoning. That's an example of which type of hypoxemia? Anemic. Excellent. Here we go. Oh, that's Simply Me on fire. See that? Simply Me must have the last 3 or 4 in a row. Simply Me is on fire. Here we go. What organ or organ system is responsible for excretion of the body's fixed acid load? Which organ is responsible for excretion of acid? What else organs you think would excrete the body's fixed acid load? Excellent. Kidneys. Kidneys. The kidneys is what excretes. If you hear anything about excretion, it's talking about the kidney because that's how you urine. When you urine out, you're excreting the body's fixed acid load. It would be the kidneys. 2 people said the liver. We never even talked about the liver, so that's not an answer. Right? We haven't talked about the liver. All right, here we go. Betty, the only one that got that when she pulling away. 14 out of 16. Here we go. The root word myo refers to what? Myo means what? Myo means what? Everybody answered. That was quick. Muscle. Only one person said muscle. Everybody else said what? Fungus? No, that's... Oh, that's all right. Fungus is myco. Which one you pick? Oh, it must be simply me catching on up. Uh-oh, let's see. Oh, that was wild. I don't know. Whoever WAP is, and we know what you're talking about, but whoever WAP is on top. All right? Whoever WAP is on top. 15, the root cyan refers to what? Cyan refers to what? Good. Blue. Cyan refers to blue discoloration because of hypoxemia. When a patient's oxygen is low, you can tell by blue fingertips, blue lips, blue face, right? They turn blue. Good. Cyanosis. Wee. Still the same. Got WAP, Petty Betty, Simply Me, and Rose. Last question. Retrosternal space is found where? Where is the retrospinal space? Good. Behind the... You said 4 people. You didn't get that? Oh. Oh. Behind the sternum. Retrosternal is behind the sternum. Let's see who is the winner. Comprehensive podium. Simply Me, number 3. Petty Betty, number 2. And the winner is... Wow. 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 Good job, guys. Good job. That is the Cahoots game. I'm going to try to do those on review days. I have to do them at home. So I have time. I'm going to be holding you up while I'm doing it. I'll do it at home on some review days and get like 20 questions or something like that and let y'all play those games on some review days, okay? So that is the Cahoots game that we did. Now we're going to take us a break. Let's take our 20-minute break, guys. It is 2:45. Come back at 5 after 3. 3:05. Come back at 3:05. We're going to take a break, come back and finish up on our some more. We're going to come back, guys. We're going to be working on oral questions. I'm going to give you some oral questions and let you answer some of these questions. For the ones that are here, I will let you choose from the pile, okay? Because that's kind of how it would be. For the others, you'll have to just, since you're not here, I'll just have to read some questions. But the ones that are here, you can actually pull the question if you like, okay? I'm going to pause the recording here for the break. Come back at 3:05 for our oral practice. All right, we're back from recording. We're about to work on some oral review, okay? These are some oral cards that I'm going to use. Again, for the students that are here, you'll be able to pick 5 questions, just like this. I'm just going to put them out like that. You're able to pick 5 and put them to the side. And I'm going to ask them the question, okay? These oral examples will cover everything from RT 210A to F, okay? All right, close this door. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Right down. All right, here we go. First question for Miss Taylor. This is coming from Cardiac Anatomy. Cardiac Anatomy. Name one of the 3 layers of the heart muscle. Epicardium, good. So epicardium was one of them. You could have said epicardium, myocardium, or endocardium. Good. Pericardium is the sac that the heart sits in, and they make separate. All right, Gabrielle. Cardiac Anatomy. Name 2 lethal dysrhythmias. VTAC, V-field. Good job. All right, Miss Taylor. Cardiac Anatomy. Where does the normal cardiac stimulus begin? Normal cardiac, the electrical stimulus.
Oh.
Start.
Say no.
Say no. Good. Gabrielle, pulmonary mechanics. Pulmonary mechanics. Define IRV as inspiratory reserve volume. Explain it to us. You can shelf it.
Okay, I'm gonna shelf it.
Or shelf that one, okay? Pulmonary mechanics. Define RV, residual volume. What is RV and how much is it?
Can we help? I know both. That's all right, I'm sure.
RV.
I know it's ridiculous. It's just, I mean, that's the one that I always say. Ain't nothing you pay it. I like it.
How much is it? So RV is residual volume or reserve volume. It is the gas remaining in the lungs after a maximum exhalation, right? So after you blow out all you can blow out, there's still some left. That's the reserve or residual volume. And it's 1.2 liters. 1.2 liters for that, and then the ERV is 1.2 liters, so that gives you a total of 2.4 for the FRC, right? All right. Oh, this is, I don't know how you got that. This is aerosol therapy. Haven't gotten there yet. All right. One from this stack here. Okay, Miss Taylor, an increase in flow will do what to resistance? Now, an increase in flow will increase the resistance. A new flow or the airflow of gas or water, like the water hose. The stronger the water is going through it, the more resistance is going to have. Okay, more resistance. All right. All right. Pulmonary mechanics. Ms. Jones, name 2 patterns used to characterize flow through the respiratory tract. It's either wood or wood. No, the flow. The flow through the respiratory tract. describe the characteristic of the actual flow. It's two ways. They represent rough or smooth. What are those terms for rough or smooth? Remember when you find out by the Reynolds number, it tells you whether the flow is this or this, which represents rough or smooth. This is the time you not know it. I asked you. So turbulent will be the rough one. What's the smooth one called? Is it turbulent or something else? Do you know? Do you know? Turbulent or characteristic of the actual flow, either turbulent or smooth would be what? Laminar. Laminar and turbulent flow, like a plane when you're going through turbulence, like when the air is going all through. When the air is going several directions, it's turbulent. If the flow is going through in one direction, that's laminar. It's smooth and everything going one direction. When you speed it up, it becomes turbulent and air starts swirling around. So like when a plane goes through turbulence, it shakes because the air is pushing in all directions in that little pocket of air. Okay? So turbulent or laminar. Okay? All right, two more. Pulmonary mechanics. Ms. Taylor, pulmonary mechanics. Define vital capacity. VC is vital capacity. Tell me what it is. Everything we can do, but you have to be able to be a little more specific. That's right, but what is everything we can do? You can tell me this plus this plus this if you want to, and then tell me how much is it. How much is it?
Okay.
So what plus what is vital capacity? Start at the top. What's at the top? IRB, then comes down to BT.
Title one.
And then under title volume is what? ERB. That's it.
But that's not
IRB plus BT plus ERB is your vital capacity. That's everything you can do, right? Vital capacity is everything you can do. So tidal volume is regular in and out. Then if I go above that, that's IRB, right? And if I go below that, that's ERB. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. So those three are your vital capacity. Only thing left is RB, right? So that's why vital capacity plus RB would be everything, right? TLC. Okay? All right. Gabrielle, let me see what you got. Oh, yeah. What is the function of the arteries? What do arteries do? Arteries do what? The directional. Look for directional for blood flow. Either to the heart or away from the heart. Arteries take blood either to the heart or away from the heart. Which one is it? Arteries do what? Veins take to the heart, right? Away from the heart. Good. So arteries carry blood what? Away from the heart. So think about the superior vena cava. That's a vein, right? That's where blood goes back to the heart through the superior and inferior vena cava. But they leave the heart from the aorta, which is an artery, right? It also leaves the heart from the pulmonary artery, right? Into the lungs. Going away from the heart into the lungs. So arteries take blood away from the heart and veins carry blood to the heart. Okay? And that's why I do these, so that you can practice it. Okay? Your last one. All right. And that's O230. ABGs. Cite an ABG value expected in uncompensated respiratory alkalosis. Now, when you get a question that says site in ABG, when you guys get a question that says site, you can just say a pH greater than or less than this, CO2 greater than or less than this, or normal this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to give me exact numbers. So for instance, if I said cite a pH that's acid, well, you would say any pH that's less than 7.35, right? If I said cite a pH that's alkaline, you would say any pH that's greater than what? All right, so this is asking to cite an ABG in uncompensated respiratory alkalosis, okay? So what would if we're in an alkalosis, the pH would have to be what? Greater than 7.45, and the CO2 would have to be what? Since it's respiratory alkalosis. Less than what? That's fine. There you go. So less than what? 35. That's the answer. Okay? So what it's saying is cite an ABG that is expected in an uncompensated respiratory alkalosis. All you got to say is a pH of greater than 7.45, right? And a CO2 less than 35. And since it's uncompensated, bicarb is normal, right? Now, if it said compensated, you would have to say, okay, within a bicarb less than 22. Yeah, because it's trying to become acid because we're in an alkalosis. Okay? All right, so I'm going to ask a few more questions and I'm going to wrap it up for today. Oh, okay. You don't want to branch? No. That's how you branch. You beat the dog too, like work all day, huh? I'm beating myself.
It feels good. It's her pack on top of her, so I think.
All right, so now I'm going to ask a couple more questions just so that we can get a nicer variety of questions for the class. Okay, I'm just going to ask some questions, and whoever's online can answer it. If not, I'll give you a chance to say it, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right. Last couple of questions. Huh? Oh.
That's tomorrow.
You gonna miss anything? You gonna miss anything?
I'm gonna come early to take my test.
You're gonna take a test early tomorrow.
Like I said, anything we can do, I mean, we got makeup on it. Let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Parker, you do for like 12 minutes, 102.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so a couple more minutes and we're going to finish because I got to go and interview somebody. All right. Questions? All right. There it is. ABGs. What is the normal P little a CO2? A normal PaCO2 is what? No, CO2. PaCO. What's the normal value for CO2? 35 to 45 millimeters of mercury. Good. Make sure you say your units because they sticklers for that. Okay. All right. Ms. Taylor, what is the normal sodium? Normal sodium amount, electrolyte, sodium. What's the normal sodium? No, it's 135 to 145 milli equivalents per liter. All of what?
The pH scale, that's 7.35,
Yeah,
7.45.
it's coincidence.
Oh, okay.
All right, make sure y'all know y'all electrolytes. All right. Dekushana, ABG. I want you to tell me this ABG. A pH of 7.6. A CO2 of 30. bicarb of 20, and a PaO2 of 85 on room air, okay? On room air, pH of 7.6, a CO2 of 30, a bicarb of 20, and a PaO2 of 85. Y'all be thinking of it too, just in case you're not sure. What is that ABG?
Partially compensated respiratory alkalosis. What's the PaO2 again?
85.
With normal, well, no hypoxemia.
Excellent. Give me a thumb. Give me a fist.
Yes. You
Give me
get
a
a little
fist.
bit of lotion.
All right. Yeah, I need some lotion too. All right. Excellent job. Partially compensated respiratory alkalosis with normal oxygenation. That's it. All right. Gabrielle, what's the normal potassium? Huh? Potassium. That is on. Potassium is electrolyte. When we said bananas, we said remember potassium. How many bananas do you usually get in a bunch? 4 or 5. 3.5 to 5 milli equivalents per liter. So y'all make sure y'all go back over y'all's electrolytes. You got to memorize those. All right. Last question, because I got to do an interview. Last question. Ms. Taylor, name the segments in the left upper lobe. Segments of the left upper lobe.
It's the one with the left upper, right here, right? Okay, so this 2 lobes.
Left upper lobe. You got the left lobe has 2 lobes. The left lung has 2 lobes. Superior lingular.
Superior lingular.
Uh-huh.
No, I thought you said the lingular, the estimate thing.
The segments of the lingular is still kind of part of the left upper lobe. So the segments, make sure y'all remember your segments. The segments of the left upper lobe are apical posterior, anterior, superior lingular, and inferior lingular. That's the segments of the left upper lobe. All right. So I want you guys to, homework has already been put into the Canvas. Your homework is already on your calendar. It's already in the Canvas animated announcement, so everybody has it. Do that by midnight for your credit for today. Test is tomorrow. If you need to take it early, you need to call me or email me so I can set it up for you. Pulmonary mechanics, which is the IRBs and all that, those spirometry, those ABGs and the lobes, right? The segments. Those are the ones people have the most problem with in orals. Okay. Now don't forget, we haven't even gotten to aerosol therapy, oxygen therapy, pharmacology, hyperinflation. Haven't done those yet. And be added into the mix. So you have to stay on top of it early. That's why I say don't wait till all of that hits you. Hit it now, especially those electrolytes. So those are the ones you can rat them off, okay? Because they're gonna ask you, and if you know it or you don't, okay? So if you have any cards, give me those cards. That will end the class for today, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow for the exam. Homework is already in there for you. Have a good day.